my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I usually focus on fashion, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, fragrances, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, please think about clicking on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and click on that notification bell. I tend to upload once or twice a week, usually on Sundays and Thursdays, so I don't want you to miss a video. So today we are going to be having a little chit chat video with my friends. I've invited a few friends here, which I will show you guys in a minute. But before we get into the things of the things, I have some wine here from Total Wines. These wines were gifted to me, and we're going to be drinking on a little bit of this later, but I definitely want to show you guys some of the options. So one of the first wines here is a Pinot Noir from California. Really love this brand. This is by Angelique. Second, we have a Cabernet, and this is by Mina Mesa. So it has like, this is like a medium bodied Cabernet. It has some fruity notes in there, mocha, blackberry, all the things. Next up, we have this one. Now I think this is the one we're gonna be drinking tonight. This is the Rosa Imperial, and it's a semi-sweet wine, and it has that little bit of carbonation, which is like one of my favorite types of reds. We also have this, which is the Tesoro della Regina Rosé. This is a new brand for me. I've never heard of this brand, but the bottle is so cute, right? I told y'all we had a lot of wine, okay? So next up, we have this unoaked Chardonnay. This is from a brand called Muirwood. This is a 2021 Chardonnay, and this seems like this is gonna be really good. Maybe a little bit on the drier side, but I have to try that just to see. And last but not least, if you know me, you know we have to have some type of champagne, cava, sparkling wine. So this one is really cute, y'all. This is by the brand Barasca, I think. And this is a Cava Brut Rosé. So look at the detailing. It's like glittery and super girly. So we may pop this at the end if it all goes well. So anyway, these are all the wines that these are all the wines that I was gifted. But again, we're not gonna drink all of these. We're gonna figure out what each person wants, and we'll get into it. So let's go ahead and get into the chit chat part of the video. All the gang is here. Y'all wanna introduce yourselves, starting from Rich on down?
You should introduce it.
I'm introducing you?
You should. This is your channel.
Okay.
You are the host. Okay.
Well, here's Rich. Y'all know him as Dwayne Richards. I know him as Rich. So don't get too comfortable with that name.
Let me in the comments.
I do flip up and be like, right.
Not too comfortable. Even when I do, I'm like, Dwayne.
Right.
Next up, we have Kendra. I call her K. She goes by KL on Instagram. And I'll put his Instagram down below too. This is Dwayne Richards on Instagram. That's what I forgot. And then of course me, Pocketsandbows, Brittany, and we have Julia. Y'all have met Julia several times on the vlog, and she is Drops of Jewels on Instagram. So we are back in the room. We have our wines here. I think we're all gonna go with red. Do you want a red?
Oh yes.
Okay, perfect. I think we're all gonna go with red. So these wines are from Total Wines, and these were all gifted to me, but we're gonna get into this one here because all of us have had our eyes on it. This is the Rosa Imperial. It's a semi-sweet, and it has a little bit of a carbonation in there. So I like that.
Yeah.
So let's go on and pop it open. And then we're gonna get into the questions. Juicy.
Oh, yes.
I'm scared of these questions. I'm like, what is it?
I know, right? Yeah, this is gonna be good. Y'all, one thing about these wines, they're super affordable. I think that bottle right there is like $10.99. So super affordable. I was able to order all of these online and do curbside service. So love that for me. And I don't have to get out the car and do that.
Right.
Labels on
Right.
it.
But it's been in the trunk.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pops.
Right.
Okay, so let's cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Let's get into these
Cheers.
All
questions.
right.
I'm scared. I am too.
scared
Where's
too.
my phone?
Does it say right here?
Who's going first?
Oh, this is good.
Third
Yeah,
one.
that is tasty, y'all.
This is good.
Okay, so do y'all want to start with some never have I ever, or do you want to start with like some rapid fire questions?
I think the rapid fire question.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go first.
Gotcha.
Okay. First question is, what has been your favorite age so far? Oh gosh.
My favorite age?
Age, yeah.
I mean, honestly, the age I am now, like I know that's important, but
No, seriously though.
I mean, honestly, I feel like every year's gotten better and better for me, and then I learn more and more about myself, about different things, and this year has honestly been a year of exploration, like trying things I've never tried before and going more with the flow, because I used to not be that girl. So I think being less of a planner now, it's got to be my age I am now.
Yeah. I used to always say 28. I had a time at 28. I enjoyed.
I'm
I lived.
28 great.
Right.
I don't know what it was about 28 when I was outside. You said you were outside, but you ain't that outside. Your girl was outside at 28. I enjoyed that. But when the 30s came, I just feel like the 30s in general are the best years because you know more. You look better.
Listen.
You got more money.
Yes.
You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody can tell you what to do. It's the best time. So for me, I would say, yeah, age now. I'm not ready for 35, but we'll talk about that. The 30s are good for me now.
I would say the age without bills.
Listen.
Take me back. Take me back.
Mama.
You want to go back to high school.
Right. I want to be picked up and dropped off and no responsibilities.
Right.
You know, the weekly chore, the rotations. I don't want to clean my whole house now. Take it away. I don't want. Like,
That's true.
That's real.
See, I don't like when people tell me to clean up. So I never, and I don't mind paying a bill for somebody to be quiet. So I take on these bills. I'd be like, why you keep coming up in this room knowing that you're gonna be upset? Like, why are you doing it to yourself? This is toxic for you, Mom. Mom, you're toxic. You come up here to get upset.
and we're the age now where we can admit our parents were toxic.
No, because she would come up there and be like, you make me so upset. Why you not cleaning up the room? I'm like, but if you were downstairs,
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
you'd still be happy.
You
And now,
wouldn't
no,
know.
when you get older though, you do realize like you care, like how they cared about their space. It was really the respect of it all.
Oh,
So
definitely.
I get it now.
Yes.
But, you know, because now I'm real picky about it.
Yeah. But also, like, a clean home is peaceful.
Yes,
It
really
exactly.
is.
Man.
Actually, I
To
was
go
late
home.
today. I wanted to go home to a clean house.
Yes,
I told you how I felt about my kitchen island today. I said, I'm going crazy. I just looked at it and I was like, you gotta go.
Now.
What about you, Rich?
27. I was actually 27 for 2 years.
Huh?
Because people would ask me how old I was, and I would say 27. I forgot that I turned 28.
What? This was before COVID brain.
Yes.
Yo,
what?
Did you see that meme when they're like, I'm at the age now where I don't know if last year I turned 34, so I don't know if I'm 35 or if I'm about to be 30, or if I was already 35. That's how it is.
That's where,
Like, how old are we exactly? I have to do
Somebody else.
How old do I look? That's the question.
Well, there you go. Youthful. Who's next? Who has another question for rapid fire?
Oh, well, this is interesting because I feel like we all are in, you know, different careers now. But what career did you dream of having as a kid?
Oh, I was gonna be a lawyer.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, I was mine too.
Really?
I always wanted to be a dentist.
Yep.
Dentist, yeah.
I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Y'all can't whisper.
Oh, right.
Having a conversation.
Caption me, please.
Just for us. This is just for us.
Lawyer.
Yeah, so I wanted to be a lawyer. Even when I was in kindergarten, I dressed up in a little suit with a little skirt and jacket, and a little briefcase, and yes.
Brittany Esquire coming in.
Yes, and I didn't want to deal with criminals, so I said I wanted to be a divorce attorney.
Oh, stop it.
You know, I don't know about that. A mess.
I don't want to be a criminal.
I was scared. Still is.
Right. Well, in fact. Okay.
What about you?
I want to be a lawyer, and then it turned into sports management.
Oh.
Like I always want to be a sports agent. I don't know why. I like going in and talking deals. I like talking numbers.
Right.
That makes sense.
It correlates to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of life. Right?
I know.
How everything that we kind of wanted to do, we kind of get to do that a little bit in whatever we're doing now.
Yeah.
And what you said you wanted to be, because I don't know if they heard you.
Oh, me, an orthopedic surgeon.
Woo, that is a dream.
And it was.
Until
about that third year of biology in college.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's just transition this just a
So, exactly.
Yeah,
everybody
change that up. What about you?
Oh,
He
dentist.
already said
Yeah,
that.
dentist.
Okay.
If you could undergo a procedure to erase memories, would you?
Wait, what? If I can undergo a procedure
To erase memories, would you?
Oh well,
That's
a specific one.
Yeah, not all memories,
Oh, I
but
was
a
like,
specific
no.
memory.
Oh yeah,
I mean, not a surgery. I'm not doing that.
yeah. But I mean, if it was as simple as
What's a
like,
procedure? Maybe I don't know if that means
oh
surgery.
no, is it like a little Botox spray?
I don't want nobody
Because listen,
That doesn't count.
okay, that's
one
fine.
little tweak.
Yeah, one little tweak and a little
Like
chip.
the Men in Black, just
Not exactly.
like the Flash.
Would I like to delete a memory? Yes. What am I willing to do to do that? I don't know.
Y'all,
It's a yes. Sir.
there's a movie, actually, I don't know if y'all ever seen this, but this guy takes this pill to basically, he was on his deathbed or something. And so he gets his whole life back. But he has to like move away from his family. He's in someone else's like body or something. It's weird.
What?
It's crazy.
What's
Y'all
the name
need to
of
see
it?
I can't
I feel like
remember.
I feel like I've seen something
See,
similar.
If I remember the name of it, because it's
Okay.
good. And it's in New Orleans. It's weird. Like it's, but he's in a body of like really a dead person already. So he keeps
get out. No, what?
He keeps having flashbacks about being at war and killing people, but he never did any of
Oh
those
yes,
things.
yes.
It was so good.
I've seen it.
We both said, oh.
It was so good.
Did he have like a family or something?
Yes,
I saw it. It
yes.
was good. Yep.
It was crazy, but he was living it up in his new body. He was rich.
Until he ended up finding his family or
Yeah.
his daughter and stuff. It was good.
All right, so next question. What movie do you enjoy quoting the most?
Coming to America. That's my favorite. Or Poetic Justice. I quote that probably every single day of my life, right? Take it to the no.
Could be a time.
I'm trying to think.
You don't know no movies.
I was gonna say, you know, I can never.
You don't get.
She don't know nothing.
You don't get to answer this question.
And it's like I'll watch them, but I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh, that's what that's from.
What was that? We was having a conversation. We was like, what?
What? Yeah.
Had never seen.
It
Never
was
seen.
so. It was
Never
actually
heard.
the movie I'm about to. The Color Purple,
Which I've seen, but I don't quote that one. But yeah.
and then
What?
Soul Food.
Oh yes.
You don't need butter, mama. You need ice.
Why do I can't quote movies really.
And that's reason I'm like, I've seen that, but I can't.
No, I can quote
Thanks.
Housewives.
Yeah, right. And you do that a lot.
I can do that back and forth with me.
Now, how did I get in it?
Where
That's
is
a
your
favorite.
scooter? Where is your scooter?
You gotta do the hand with.
And it's right. Always me. Always me.
What you say? Now look at glasses.
She's the one person.
She say to Marlo, what she say? Purple dress.
They looking like purple rain.
She was like tearing up. It was like
She was
like
acting up on that episode.
she was, and look, the bob. Look, she had a bob.
Oh, cause yours is curl.
Oh, God.
Scared straps.
Oh my goodness.
Scared straps.
When you got the coin, they make it in your
You
side.
can check the tag.
So clearly you need one this whole
neither
round.
one. Yes.
Hands down.
Yes, definitely.
Hands down. What do you? Oh, this is a more serious question. What do you think the key to good living is?
Peace.
Oh,
Me.
what do you think the key to living a good life?
Peace.
Peace.
Being at peace. Forget all the other
Yeah.
stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Really? That's good.
Good rest.
Yeah, rest.
Good
But I
rest.
think that comes with peace. I mean, so many things is peace, like financial stability, emotional stability, you know, rest, all of that. Balance.
Yes.
I definitely say peace, a good foundation. If you don't have foundation or faith, I feel like your life is kind of just all over the place. So you need to have some, like you said, stability.
Yes. Totally agree.
Right. Would you rather find your dream job or win the lottery?
Win the lottery.
Yes,
The easy way out.
There is no dream job. I don't dream to
Giant is being on a resort.
Yes.
Like, who does
I want to be a lady of leisure.
Right.
Wrap it up. When I win Miss Lotto, When I saw a meme, yes, the money will change. It will.
It will.
I want you to know.
Exactly.
I'm saying it up front.
Yes. So there's no shock. Because
There's
I've been
no-
here.
there's
I
none.
disappeared. That's how much it's gonna change me.
No,
I'm
not
zapping
here.
out.
Oh man.
In a cave. Not the salt cave somewhere over there, like nowhere. Oh my
Now
God.
she's-
I'm imagining like this Batman style home.
Right.
Yes.
With no entryway.
Right, no entryway.
No, because there's only an exit.
You
Oh
are
my
not a bad
gosh.
kid. You are
Closet of silk pajamas. I'm not going nowhere.
Nowhere. Everything's coming to me.
Everything's
Yes.
Do you own your own Netflix account or do you use somebody else's?
First of all, mind your business. Okay.
Right.
Tell the truth.
Are we seeing one another?
No, I use my dad.
Yeah, I definitely don't have my own, but it's okay. It's fine.
I have my own. I'm stingy.
She's an independent woman.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm stingy. The price keeps going up.
It's
We're
like-
not sharing.
Oh, dang.
You can't get in on this.
It's too good.
Right.
It's too good to share.
No.
I don't think I have one account that's mine. Except cable. Everything else I done got from somebody else. I do have stars under my name. I will say
Oh, I
that.
have
HBO Max.
See, look at that.
All right,
That's an insecure girl.
So
I support you.
So we'll be
Right.
leaking her HBO Max password.
Right.
I gotta catch up on all the shows.
Hello.
What's the other new Issa, the new show?
Oh, I've got to
I
watch
haven't
it.
watched it yet.
It's good.
Yeah. Is it good?
But it's two of them. That one and something else.
Sweet
She's
Life.
Sweet
Sweet
Life.
Life is a,
Somebody told me to. Oh,
I did like it.
Somebody
I watched it last
I like it, but it's some of the drama I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's an age
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think they're younger.
It's an age thing.
Driving in LA.
I'm like, I don't, but I get it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
can't relate.
you can't relate to
Right.
it.
It's
Yeah.
age.
Gotcha. And it's more like reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like super young.
Mm.
It seems like
It's the disdain for young people.
I mean, nothing.
we all was just like,
Don't know anything about it.
I do like some of the characters. I'm like, oh, they're so cute or whatever. They're just navigating life. I mean, we
we've all been there.
We've all been there.
Yes.
But some of the drama, I'm like, well, I can fix that real quick.
Control, Alt, Delete.
That was me
Right.
watching The Heels. I started back watching The Heels.
Have you? Okay.
Cringe.
I can only imagine.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they just whine and cry about everything.
Yeah.
You're a sucky friend. You're a sucky friend. I was like, Lauren, girl.
He's like, shut up.
Yeah. But yes.
Oh gosh. That's funny.
TV is clearly our lives.
Right. Literally.
So do y'all want to get into the questions that they asked?
Yes. Let me get a little. Yeah. Let's do it. Shall we talk about the Beyonce album?
Ooh, it's
Or shall we
nice.
say that to the end?
Let's say that to the end.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Listen. This is a
I
Beyonce
can't-
stan account.
Right, hello.
But
I
it's,
can't get enough. I
but
can't
it's
get enough.
also a safe place to talk about the album.
Okay. In the most positive way.
Right. Because Rich, you kind of said that like you had something bad to say.
Right.
No,
And I know
no,
you
no,
know.
now,
Okay.
Now that the finger.
I was the one who sent the link out in the group text.
I had already been listening.
So you listened to the link out.
Oh,
No,
no,
she's
She
talking about
listened
you
to
in
the
that
link.
letter.
No, I said you. No, you said the leak album.
The link.
The link. No, that's what I said. I saved it to my phone before pre-save on Apple Music. Oh, okay. So as soon as it dropped, there's a notification bell.
Just making sure y'all went out here listening to the link.
Oh,
Right,
no.
right.
I waited on the girls. I did.
Oh gosh.
We'll get into that, honey, because I tell you my first impression.
Oh Lord.
That's why I said it.
It's a safe place.
Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna pull up the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. Some of these are just topics. Some of them are questions. Some are just things that they want us to touch on.
Okay.
So let's see. How to make friends as an adult. That is a topic that they want us to kind of touch on.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on making friends as an adult, Julie?
I'm pretty open to it. I think you meet all kind of walks of people throughout your age. As you get older, it can be a colleague, it can be, you know, I don't know, you could be at the same networking event and you just click with someone. So I'm always open to it.
Yeah. And I think it's important to kind of talk about our personalities as well. Y'all have seen all of these people, of course, including myself on the vlog and stuff. But Julia is very outgoing. So she can easily meet people. Like, she always can just sit, chat it up with anybody. I'm a work in progress.
You do a good job.
I'll talk about that. But naturally, I'm an introvert, meaning that I recharge at home. That does not mean that I am timid or shy or anything like that. So people kind of get those two confused. So if I've done so much and too much talking, I have to be home alone after that. So, and then very much an extrovert, social life.
Very much so.
Yes.
It's funny because I really wasn't always like this.
Shocking.
I feel like I was probably always like 80 to 85% of an extrovert. And it wasn't until, quick story time, I went to swim week by myself back in 2015 because my then manager flaked on me the week that we were going down to Miami, and I had the choice of not going because my crutch slash friend slash manager slash safety net wasn't going, or girl, you already done paid this money, you better get on that flight.
Yeah.
And I went down there and was like, no, I don't want to go anywhere, I just want to stay in the hotel room. It's like, wait a minute, you done spent all this money, you better go out to all these events by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's really what pushed me into that 100% of extrovertism that I have now. So yeah, I mean, I'll go to things by myself. I actually love it sometimes more because when you go with somebody you know, a lot of times you just kind of stay with them at events. You don't actually put yourself out there because you don't have to. It's like, okay, we're gonna go sip over here together, we're gonna get this little snack over here. You don't go to talk and meet other people you don't know because you have someone there. So I actually prefer to go to stuff by myself when I know there's an end goal of I want to meet new people and, you know, just experience new things.
Right. And what do you consider yourself to be, Rich? Because I feel like you used to be super extroverted. Now I feel like you're more to yourself. So I don't know. What do you consider yourself to be?
Well, I would consider myself an ambivert, but I think because I touch so many people, it's important for me
drains
to.
You.
Today, drains me. Thank you, Marlo.
Right.
What we did.
Thank you, Marlo.
We needed
It pops in my head at least 5 times a day.
That's very
sit down.
true. That's very true. So we can get into that too, because so for me, making friends as an adult has definitely been a goal that I set for myself probably 3 years ago maybe. I'm very much to myself, and if you know me, you know I can be the goofiest person, the most serious person, I can be all the things, but most of the time, 99% of the time, I'm being sarcastic and silly. So I learned that, like, as I got older, I only had my core friends, which was my high school friends. And they say that if you grow up in the South, those are your core friends, and people who grow up in the North, they meet most of their friends in college and stuff like that. So I was very true to that. But as I got older and started getting more into social media and stuff like that, I would come across people like Kay, but I never would I guess put myself out there enough to get to know you. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey girl, how you doing?
Hey.
But the more that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put myself out there, because like you want to have those different experiences, and if you only grow up with certain people, we pretty much have the same experiences and kind of like the same ideologies too. So it's nice to have like different perspectives, and now I have a lot more girlfriends than I did just growing up, because it was literally me, Rich, and Kendra, and 2 other friends that we have that never want to be on camera. So yeah, so for me it was definitely a goal, because it's just so uncomfortable for me. And even now, like, I find myself putting myself out there, like I did on the DR trip. But I can be social though. That's the thing. Very social, but after that I'm like, ooh, Lord, today drained me.
You can, like, I see it in you.
Yeah.
When we're out and about, like, I see the social aspect, like it peeks out, and then you know, get back in your shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're doing good.
Thank you. And y'all have helped for sure. Because Julia, she's like, no, we're going here.
Another club.
Literally. I'd be like, Julia, girl, it's time to go home. Honey,
I'm changing my ways. I'm changing my ways.
Well, she has been, because her birthday season, and you've been trying to be at the crib.
I really have. Like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what's going on.
The mid-30s.
Right.
I think what it is, I'm just kind of like, If it's not a beach or island,
Listen.
How do y'all feel
A
about
plane.
making
Friendship.
friends as an adult? Do you find that to be more difficult as an adult than it was when you were younger?
Well, yeah, I think my definition of friendship changed definitely in my older years. So I don't, even though I may be social and I'll hang out and do all the things, I don't really consider a lot of people that I meet friends.
Yeah.
And so I don't say it's any different for me, honestly.
I think one to that point is like when you grow up with people, you don't necessarily choose them as your friends.
Right.
The circumstances choose you guys,
Right.
like high school and things like that. And when you become an adult, you have the option to pick and choose. And I think it hits harder when you've chosen somebody.
Yes.
And to see how that friendship either blossoms or does not. So it hits harder when you get older. Like I feel like friendship breakups, which I think is another question in here, is much harder too.
Well,
and just shedding, like,
it does depend.
that's true.
On why the breakup of the
That's
friendship
true.
is happening.
So shall we get into that? We can
What's
get
that
into
question?
it.
We can kind of morph really well.
Yeah.
Do you find it harder to maintain friendships as you get older?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you went.
Okay. I would say yes and no.
Okay.
So, yes, in regards to the fact that everyone now is an adult. We're
That
adulting. Some people are in committed relationships, some people are married, some people have children. So it might be hard to maintain and navigate that because you might not be on the same trajectory in whatever regard, that your friend is now. On the other side, I don't think it's hard because I think depending on the level of friendship that you have with those people that might be doing things differently than you understand that.
You're more understanding as
right.
well. Yeah.
And I think when you have those true friendships, you do just understand. So it's like for example, one of my friends is now married with 2 kids. We do not talk that often.
Right.
However, when she sends me a voice memo, it's like we've been talking just every day like we used to when, we were both single, you know? But it can be hard to navigate. I think too though, you have to kind of be secure in where you are in life and then who you are as a person, because what can also happen is then all of a sudden you turn your frustrations, I guess so to speak, like
Projecting.
yes, and you are projecting and now you're jealous.
Ooh.
Because you're mad that you're here and your friend is here, but that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like
When you're talking about in regards to maybe her being married with children,
right,
and you
being single and unhappy when you can be single and thriving.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think, like I said, it's yes and no on that, but I think at the end of the day though, it boils down to the level of friendship and then how secure you are, I think, in yourself.
What were you gonna say, Julie?
I agree. I mean, it comes with maturity.
Yeah.
You have to just understand it.
Yeah.
With growth, your friends are married. I have friends who have kids
Several.
now, and I try to include the kids every time.
Yeah.
I'm always like, bring them to brunch.
Yeah.
Bring that.
Right, you throw your
No,
stories.
listen,
Love the baby.
no, I love the babies, and if you look at like even my like monthly recaps, I'm like, I include my friends' kids because I just love them so much. I'm like, I call myself Queen Auntie. But growing with your friends and understanding they're not going to be able to make every event, they're not going to be able to. They might miss texting you back and all those things.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're not as just attached to, like, I don't know, it's like we used to get let down so bad. Like if you're not invited to something, or everybody's at dinner, why didn't they call me? Or it's like, ooh, honey, y'all enjoy.
Right. Like, send me the photos.
Maybe y'all needed an intimate moment together. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, if it needed to be a group outing, they would have made it a group outing.
Right.
And that's okay.
And that's what I've grown to learn with friendships as adults, is that every friendship is not the same. You have friends that you need for this and friends that you have for this, and sometimes they cross, but not all the time that friend groups cross. And so it's okay when you just allow people to be who they are and do what they need for them at that time. So just being an adult, I mean, I guess we're all adults here, but we realize that we need our friend, or we need just certain things.
I think that was a thing for me, learning that I actually needed friends. I don't know if I thought that I needed them growing up, because I didn't have a ton of friends anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, I do need friends. The older I get, the more I realize how much, like, how important relationship is, not just from men.
I literally had that conversation today with someone about how precious to me like relationships are, and because even if you're single, married, only child, something like that, you need that affection from each other, and you need to lean on each other.
Exactly.
Life is hard.
It is.
It can be hard. So.
And you can't carry it all by yourself.
Yeah, and I think really understanding, like, I was looking at an old post with an old friend that I had, but just like, it is like being on a ship. And it's like, when we're on this, we're on it together. And sometimes your stop may be here, your stop may be further down the road, but being okay with the journey, the turbulence, all the things on that ride, and understanding that at the end, we're still here together. And it doesn't always have to be sunshine, rainbows, and all that.
And I think that's something to learn in your older age. Is like, there can be bumps in the road in friendship that does not have to end the friendship.
Correct.
Allow people to feel, be them, respectfully. But I feel like when we were younger, somebody hurt your feelings, and because you don't know how to communicate that, it's like done.
Right.
And that's not how relationship should work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about friendship, it says here, how do you all navigate boundaries in friendship? That's an interesting one right there.
I don't know nothing about that. I have a book I'm reading right now, trying to figure it out.
Right. No.
Can't take it from me. More champagne.
Right. That's Chardonnay, baby. Is that one done?
Close to it.
Probably.
Close.
Basically. Oh, so good.
I'm the student.
What do you think about that? I think boundaries, I think I'm just learning boundaries in my 30s.
I will say I am, but I think, so I have, I would say, 2 best friends. I think, we haven't spoken about these boundaries, but I think we've just grown to know them.
Right.
I will say, okay, so like, for example, boundaries can be like really serious, or they can be like not as serious, you know what I mean? So I feel like when we for the first time went on a trip together to Miami, and I remember, so there was a pizza moment.
Oh my God. And that was so funny. This showed, it was the funniest moment, but it showed how grown we were too.
Right. Yeah. So basically, we're eating all this pizza. When I say we, I mean me. And basically, Brittany was like,
I said it's time to wrap it up.
It's time to stop. We've got to stop eating. And Dwayne was like, in general.
I was minding my business.
The pizza was so good.
I was minding my business.
Yeah. But I feel like, now I'm a very chill person, so I was cracking up and still took the pizza back to my room, okay? But I remember afterwards you were like, you had called or text like,
he felt bad.
Oh God, like, I hope she didn't take that serious or whatnot. No. If I was, of course, going through something, with like body image or anything, then yes, that would have been a boundary that you would have crossed, but unnowingly.
But in my world, because that's a lot of the work that I do in that moment, I had to.
Yeah. Right. That's why he felt that.
Right.
I didn't feel.
But I was okay.
Yeah.
But I say that to say though, sometimes when you have new friendships, navigating those boundaries is difficult.
Yeah.
Now, honestly though, because I like them both so much, obviously, if I did have a problem, I would have been like, Dwayne, that was funny.
Right.
But you hurt my feelings though.
Funny, not funny.
Funny, but weird.
Why did I just hear that sound like?
You gotta put it over there.
That's my favorite.
I love TikTok.
Right.
I really do.
No,
but I love the fact that you actually went back to the room and enjoyed that.
Oh, that's why I was so
okay.
We laughed at it,
right?
Because it was like we had already had a full day. We went and had
stomachs and everything were already full.
We're full, and Kay was just like continuously wanting to grab another slice.
It was so good, y'all. It was so.
And it was, but again, I'm done. And me and Richard, we're like. Connected,
right?
We're like doing the same thing. So as soon as I was like, it's time to be done. And he said, in general, like so quick. And I was like, we was screaming for like literally 10 minutes. It's so
soaking wet out of the pool.
But I'm hearing this in his voice.
Like when we was on the plane, and I was like, I hate when people people get up and first of all, you're in row 23, babe. Why are you up getting off the plane?
Where are you going?
Where are you going? And so Rich was on the phone trying to get a car for us. He's already being proactive. So we're like, I said, why do they do this? And we're talking quiet because clearly we're talking about this. He said, I don't get it. And I was like, how did he hear you? Like, literally in sync.
Because
like, we are so in sync. It's so funny though. Oh God. Anyway, does anybody else have any thoughts on setting boundaries in friendships? Or shall we move?
Okay. I don't know if I've ever had that issue.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I've always been very outspoken. So I'm gonna tell you, and that may be the boundary. But if I say I'm going on a trip, hey, don't expect me to be at the beach for 2 and 3 hours.
And be okay with it.
And be fine. But please enjoy. Right. Please. Like, I don't feel any type of way if you want to go and do this, and if I've already said this is not something I'll do. Now on the opposite side, I will go with the flow. So I'll try to nudge on in with that. But after a while, if I'm tired, I don't want to be like be the Debbie Downer or have a little attitude about it. So I'm like, let me just go on over here and sit down, but y'all keep on, and then I'll be here when you're done. So that's my boundary. But I say that up front. Maybe that is a boundary that I do.
Well, I think when you're adults, though, you choose your friends, and I think you choose them based on like your potential to cross those boundaries. It's like, oh, you may have this friend, but they don't know this sort of boundary, so you don't invite them or bring them in that part of your life. So I guess at our age, we're not really dealing with a lot of that because we know how to compartmentalize friendships.
I have now. This is not a question, but how do you feel about that? Because y'all know me. I bring my friends around everybody. If I meet somebody, I'm like, Julia's coming, y'all. She's showing up. Kay's coming, y'all. And these are with my friends that I've been having for years. But I do find that people they only hang out with their little that group, and they don't want to invite any new friends into the friendship group. Like, do y'all do that? I bring everybody around everybody.
Yeah, I'm open to intertwining.
Some people are real funny.
I'm not gonna do it with huge groups.
Right.
Because you have to ease everyone in. But I brought you around my friends. You've met pretty much everybody, most of them. So I'm open to it.
Yeah. I find that I see a lot of people, they'll like hang with this person or just this person, but they don't want to like mix and mingle their friends. And maybe because they feel like it's going to be an issue, but I think that sometimes can create more of an issue because you're projecting what you think they're, how they're going to. And I've seen other friends go through this where they've somebody else, the middle person has created an issue because they would never invite that person. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
Yeah. Right. What do y'all think about that? Okay, let's move into
another bottle.
I haven't experienced one, but yeah, go ahead. Do y'all want to do the rosé pop? Pop that rosé?
Yeah. Okay.
And this is the Borrasca.
Yeah, that's the Borrasca Cava.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Okay, y'all. So as he's pouring, the next question about friendships. It says, how have you dealt with friendship breakups, especially within mutual friends? Have y'all had to deal with that?
Not in my 30s, no. I was like, we did have a friendship breakup. What was this, like early 20s? Unfortunately, it was such the cliche. Like, we went on a group trip, and it went bad. And it went south.
It's always the group trip.
They say when a girl to Miami, they come back not friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And actually, the sad thing, guys, it's kind of what we had talked about.
That's nice.
I like that.
It's very tart.
It's good. It was of that mixing of friends. It was like my friends I grew up with, like from church, and then my friends from college. This was like right after we graduated. I was like, yeah, let's all go to Miami because who doesn't like Miami?
Is the worst place to go.
When you're like, we were literally 22. We were 22. I was like, this is perfect. Miami's the vibe. It started off bad from the jump. Like, and the thing is, we had all hung out because I wanted to make sure everybody got to know each other, so like we went out to like a few Mexican restaurants a few times, went out clubbing a few times. I'm like, we all get to, like, this is great, we're vibing. Y'all, we literally get there because I can't go into too much detail because people can pinpoint who I'm talking about. Yeah. But one of the girls was like, So okay, me and then my 2 friends from college, we get there. The 2 girls from my church friends or whatever, they were already there. The girl,
they figured it out by now.
they probably did. They probably did.
What were they wearing?
The one girl was literally like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, to one of my other friends.
What do you mean?
The crazy thing is, we have a group chat going. We've hung out so that we could all get like. I was like, I don't understand. So you're having a bad day? You know, we're gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide because I don't want.
That's bold.
Oh, it was very bold. But I was like, I don't want it to ruin anything. She kept saying slick stuff like the whole weekend. Like, it was crazy. And then like the last day, she was just like on some real like shady stuff. So we're leaving, and I was like, "Oh, everyone's got to go from the condo because it's under my card." Like, and you've been acting, right. And I was like, "You've been acting really weird," and so like, I don't trust you,
right?
So my college friends now, we leave. We tell the other girl bye, you know, hug it out, whatever. We took the bus. This was like before Uber was like huge or whatever, right? So we're like, go down to the bus real quick. Let's just bus to the airport. The girl's sister calls and he's like, I just want you to know she snuck back and went in the room. Why?
What is going on? How old are y'all?
22.
Oh.
Yeah, we had just graduated. So like literally 22, 23. And I was like, wait, the fact that your sister called me means you must be doing something shady. Because why? Y'all, I had to go back there and I acted a whole fool. No. Needless to say, she left the room.
But they're not mutual friends, so you haven't had to deal with it outside of it, right?
Right, no. But unfortunately, those ended that friendship. But I will say though, I did like when I was about to get on the plane. I texted her, I was like, we can talk when we get back to Nashville. We got back to Nashville. Y'all, I remember everything. I was like, meet me at Chili's in Rivergate. Okay.
Wow. Spot back there.
And so I pulled up
and
listen, I was like, let me get a 2 for $1 while I wait for her to come. And then I was like, I can apologize for how I handled it. But you were rude all weekend, baby girl. Like, it's I like pinpoint all this stuff, and she was like, I will never be your friend, blah blah. And I said, and that's okay.
And that's, I know, right?
And I said, and that's okay. Right. And unfortunately,
maniac.
That was the end of that friendship. And it's sad because now I haven't seen. Well, actually, I have seen her in person, like probably like a few years ago. And I'm the person like, girl, that we were 20-something years old. Like, ain't nobody thinking about that. Like, I can still
hate the grudge.
But she's still very weird about it. But
God bless her.
Yeah, that's what I said. It is what it is, you know. But I haven't had any like friend breakups like in like late 20s or early 30s.
I definitely have. I've had one for sure friend breakup. But I wouldn't say that, and we had to deal with it. It got real nasty. So I think that Rich, how can we jump in? How can we broach?
So this is a good topic. Right?
It is a really good topic though, because it's difficult. But I think my core friends rode with me, and only because, not because it's me, but because if you show your true colors and it's black, and one thing about me, I am black and white. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I will tell you how I feel, but that don't mean that what I feel is the end all be all.
Right.
I'm very devil's advocate. Anytime you even have a situation with think about, and I don't even like the person you're talking about.
Right.
And I still would say, but think about this. Like, I'm always like that. So when this friend and I like broke up, I guess I didn't understand what was happening. It was on a trip as well. Well, I wasn't gonna pinpoint anything. And we were really close.
Oh wow,
we were. But there was just some underlying things that I think came to the forefront that I wasn't aware of. So it was my trip, my birthday, and I ended up being the third wheel. Richard just said, forget all of this foolishness, I'm out of here.
Now, how does that work?
Because it was on purpose, but we learned these things after the fact. You see what I'm saying? Wow. So I was feeling a way, but I didn't really know how to articulate it, or just, you know, I didn't want to ruffle. I'm a go with the flow type of person. So it's like, it was my trip, we were going together, she invited somebody, I had somebody. We were all good, but on certain things it was just like she wanted to push me out to the side. But I don't think like that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that doesn't make sense. So I know you're not doing that. So
Right.
I'm approaching the situation like, you ever seen that when they be like, people don't be liking you, and you gotta let me know when you don't like me, because I'm gonna be all up in your face like, girl, you wanna go here, you wanna do this, you wanna do that. That was me. Constantly asking like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, even after the fact. I didn't even know we wasn't even friends after that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, I felt all that. I thought we
Right.
talked it out.
Got home, hey girl, wanna do this? It's always something. I'm washing my hair. Nah, it's black women. Honey, it's only weekly. Bi-weekly.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I was gonna come, but I can't. I'm thinking, okay, well, did I do something? So
Right.
I'm always gonna ask.
Right.
One thing about me, I do not play them games.
Did I? Are you upset with me?
Right. I need to know.
Right.
You looking away? Like, I wanna know.
Right.
And so I did that, and it was just like brush off, brush off, brush off. But it got a year later, true colors was shown, and I don't know what the reason was, but she attacked my friend, and that's when everybody was able to kind of see what happened.
Like attack, like
but I had already been
physical
done with it.
attack. Okay.
I'm gonna let Rich talk about it if he wants to. We may not even put this part in because it's just so.
It's a lot.
But
They
you
may
be
not
shocked.
look, they may not like, but they always watch.
They stay lurking.
They say
I don't know if anybody's lurking, y'all. I'm just saying,
They are.
you know, it's not a mutual friend though. We do know people, but we're grown.
Yeah.
When I see you, it's always, hey girl, hugs, and it's genuine.
Right.
Because I don't hold grudges, and I was already confused then. But sometimes you just realize like that wasn't my person, and that's okay. You know, and I think that's where I had to get settled with it, because I was confused for so long. Like, what did I do? Was I wrong? Did I say something? Was my attitude this? Or, you know, just constantly asking all of my friends, like Kanitha, Rich, everybody. And at the end of the day, you're just not my person.
Yeah.
And whatever issues you had, you were not able to articulate those to me in order for me to have an understanding, or just talk to me, period. You act like nothing existed, but your actions showed that there was an issue.
Yes.
And a year later, still, you know, after that. So yeah, now, you know, it is what it is.
I think that kind of goes back to this question we were talking about earlier. You said about the communication, and I think that's one of the main, if we can go back to that question, that's one of the main things that you need to be able to maintain a friendship in your adulthood. I mean, it's like, we know we're busy, but sometimes that friend may just need you to communicate, or I may need you to communicate, hey, I'm not having a good day, so maybe this is, or I haven't eaten. Like, I was on the verge earlier of getting a little snappy because I was hungry.
Right.
And then
Don't play around when you're hangry.
But we're at the age now where we can just say,
Yeah, we just say it because we're so comfortable.
Yeah.
And now I'm comfortable with, I'm comfortable with anybody saying how I feel. But I know how to be a little softer about it. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe in hiding things. If you're feeling away, say, y'all are irritating me. Why? Because you're loud. And right now I haven't.
Not because you're loud.
Oh, that's me. All
That's
day.
when you know you're older.
I-
Everything is
I-
loud.
Right.
Yeah, everything gets loud. I can be the loudest
That's all
one.
video.
Simmer down.
The kids were, they were at like a Jamaican parade or something, and they were sitting there like this holding their ears. But nobody told y'all to come.
I saw that. The Karen.
Yeah,
That was the Karen.
Nobody told y'all to go. Y'all can get out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Don't go to those places.
Don't go.
Like, but I will. I'm admit. I'll be the loudest one, and then it'll come a certain second.
Be like,
and
you
I'm
know
like,
Too much.
Everybody's just
Right.
talking a lot.
Right.
A moment of silence.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll be like, it's me. Trust me, I know it's me. So I still take responsibility, but I will get irritated real quick. Anyway, we can move on from that.
We're speaking of things like in the past, but I think it is important for us to like, you know, talk about those now, how we look back at it, because I think as we get older, we learn more things about who we were and how we could have
Change, like help that situation.
helped that situation a little bit better. I had a breakup with a friend that was very tragic for me, and we're still not friends to this day. But one thing I did learn was that that person was a good friend to me for what I needed in that season, even if that person really wasn't my friend.
All right, y'all. So we're back. We had to have a little hiatus, honey. Okay, so how did we become friends, and how long have we been friends? Well, I've known Richard since I was 15 years old. We was friends in high school.
Sure was.
We used to sell chess.
Serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
I've
it.
always been an entrepreneur.
I love it.
10th grade.
I had the goods.
Yeah, he had them
It's
chips.
like a drug dealer. That's why I'm still eating sugar. It won't let go.
That's a good hustle though.
Yeah.
No, he used to sell candy, cake, whatever.
Not up the locker.
I eventually had presentation boxes.
What?
Yeah.
I like.
Okay,
He
hustle.
was, yeah. But I've been knowing him since, like I said, 10th grade in high school.
I love it.
You and I, we met
Cause that's
literally randomly.
Right.
What was that? 2006. We just went through this.
I know, and I still don't
And I
remember
still
the
don't
year.
remember. It had to be 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Just probably.
16.
Maybe
It was 16
Was
because
it
I met
15?
I've seen y'all in 16 and you had already were friends with them.
So maybe it was 15.
It was 15.
No, it has to be 16.
We're gonna go with 2016.
Yeah. 16. You want to tell them?
Yeah. So, in my many struggles of trying to create a YouTube channel, because y'all had so many YouTube pages, it's ridiculous.
And I be linking it down there, and she be mad every time.
Right. So
I have to upload something.
Right. So I was like, okay, who's in Nashville doing YouTube? Oh, she is. Okay, she's thriving. Followed her, whatever, subscribed. And then finally one day I was like, let me just send her an email so we can, grab a bite. I can learn, make a friend, And it's funny because, you just never know how people are going to react. But she was like, yeah, girl, like we can meet during my lunch break. I was like, okay. So I remember it came out there. I think we went to a Mexican restaurant. I think.
No, it was at M Market. Because that was in the building where I work.
I thought we went to the Mexican restaurant. That was right there. No,
It was in Market.
and then we went to a Mexican restaurant over there once before, but that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
different
That was
time.
a different time.
Yes, the very first time was in Market. I remember now. And then I don't know. Here we are. Like it's really weird.
Yeah, I feel like it just, well, I mean, we started there, and then you created Blogger Exchange.
Yeah.
With another
Yeah,
person,
another blogger,
another
yeah.
blogger,
Mhm.
and they started. That was my first speaking
Yeah,
engagement.
that's right. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
So
that's
then
right,
we
yeah.
really started. To,
Yeah. She was on our panel. She did so great.
I think I was there. Yep.
You were-
Yeah, I was there.
Wow.
I don't remember when I met you this last time. I've seen
I
you
don't
several
remember.
times.
We would see each other around, out and about.
What
Like,
made us? We were somewhere though. Or Louis. I was coming in Louis on my lunch break. Remember?
But that wasn't it.
But we started hanging.
Yeah.
Because of that, I think.
Because of that, maybe.
Because I met you during, like, right before COVID. Well, I met you years ago.
Yeah.
Actually. Well, I saw you years ago. I didn't meet you. Right before COVID, I came and bought them boots. And I was looking for all that stuff. But I don't know what made us start hanging out. Because it was just this past year, and we were talking about going to Bourbon Steak.
Yeah.
And that was like our first
Yeah, that was the
date.
first friend date.
Yeah. I was
First
like, oh
friend
my
date.
God, I want to go there. And she was like, girl, I got to connect. One thing about Julia, honey, she's well connected.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I want to go. What do you mean? We can't never get a reservation.
Bourbon is booked and busy.
Booked and busy. So she was like, yeah, I have a friend. We're going to be right by the window. I said, perfect. I'll be wearing my feathers. And did. I planned the whole thing for y'all. So yeah, but I don't know what prompted, where we were at that prompted that.
I don't know. Maybe just out and about, seeing each other.
Yeah.
You know how you tell people, we should hang out.
Yeah.
And then you never hang out with them.
Uh-huh.
We probably eventually did that. Like, we probably did that a couple
Like, I'm
times.
gonna text you.
Yeah. I think we did it a couple times and we
Yeah.
eventually did.
Okay. Went to
Y'all
these
invited.
men, okay?
Oh, child, the men's.
The men's is
Clowns.
Not clowns.
the men's.
Sometimes they're clowns.
Mercy.
What are your thoughts on men asking a woman, what do you bring to the table? First of all, this is a new age man.
I should be asking these questions.
And scene.
Yeah, no.
Literally and scene.
Oh.
At this
comment.
age, I don't entertain.
Yeah, I don't entertain.
It's like you're actually asking that.
No, that would be the end of the conversation and scene.
And honestly, because it's just like, if you have to ask, look at the material. What do you
Hello?
need?
Right.
Why did you even approach me if you're wondering what I'm bringing to the table?
Right.
You should be wondering how you
Well, I
can
mean,
add to my life,
But I
and then
think-
let me add to yours as well. You like,
Right.
be whole when you come here. Your
So-
table should
And
be
that
full of bread and cheeses and wine,
Mine was.
steak,
Right.
and all the things. And if I bring a cowgirl ribeye. Okay, that's extra meat because you already got your Wagyu. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I hate that's the new age.
Does it have to be in a negative way though? I think if we're framing
itself is weird.
But the question is weird, but that's usually when women are asking men. So is it weird when you guys ask men that?
I've never asked a man.
I've never asked a man.
Not you guys don't, but you know a lot of women ask men that.
No, not.
I don't know. I mean, I hear it a lot on social media, but in real life, I've never, first of all, been asked that. Second of all, I wouldn't ask a man that, because if I feel like you're not bringing anything that, or if I have to question what you can bring,
I'm not even talking to you.
I'm not entertaining the thought of talking to you at all. I think
all
my
these
question
dating shows, Ready for Love, all that stuff.
It's
when they
scripted.
kind of go through. Oh, it's scripted, but is it still not a valid question?
It is. I think it's a valid.
I think it usually clowns ask stuff like that.
Cue the circus music.
Literally. But listen, I do think it's. I think the thought of the question is valid. It is about the way you go about it, because again, people need to date with intention if you're going to ask that question. My issue with that is, you see me out, I'm walking, and you want to approach me and you say, well, what do you bring to the table? First of all, are you even interested, or are you wasting my time? Because why am I even going through all the things that I can do and provide and all of that if we're not even moving forward? The thought of that, when you meet a woman or a man, hopefully you saw something that attracted you besides looks, okay? Because I ain't, you know, you gotta have way more than that for me. If something attracted me to you, as we move on into conversations after the fact, then I may ask you, well, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on gender roles and things like that? Because that's all in bringing to the table. But again, I'm not asking nobody at the beginning of that. That's just men who don't have nothing to say, like she said, clowns, and they just want to start some type of like, what do you call it? Like just a conversation, but that's kind of like saying, hey, big money, and you see I got a bag.
I don't bye. I don't think they have much to talk about when they ask questions like that. And also, I feel like as a woman,
that's a natural thing to just come out and say, I do this and I do that. Like that's natural.
That's natural. But if I'm sitting up here listing off things, it's giving pick me, and I'm not that.
Because listen,
and I'm not that. I'm not on the prowl night.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm not auditioning. I don't need to list all the ways.
Now that's what men do expect an audition. Now I really don't like that, because I'm not auditioning to be nobody's wife. You see how?
But that's different though. It's not about. We didn't talk about wife. It's just.
But what's the point?
But when a man is looking for a wife, he is wanting to know some of those things.
But after you date a person, that's when you learn those.
I'm just saying, like the first date.
Asking the question literally, it says, quote, what do you see? You're a guy, and you've never asked that question, have you?
No.
Exactly.
Mine would be more so values, like, you know, what are some of your values? And then in my mind, I think
that's valid.
But but I think essentially guys maybe don't know to use that to
That's because words. They're clowns. That's the problem of not knowing what you really want to ask. So what you want to ask me is, what are my values? How do I feel about gender roles? What kind of family do I come from? What's your background?
Those are amazing questions.
What do you bring to the table lets me know that your table's empty. And so is your brain.
It's like you looking for somebody to take care of you. Like I don't understand.
I think it almost makes it seem like now we're looking at relationships like a business. So when I hear about those terminologies, it's about like, what are you bringing to the table? Like, how can you add to my business, or how can you add to what I got going on?
What can you do for me?
But I think you learn what a person can do for you, how they add value. Let me rephrase that. How they can add value to your life by dating them. Men are lazy these days. They don't want to take the time out to date and get to know. So they come out like a clown, as Julia has profoundly said, and ask you what you have to bring to the table. And see, some girls fall for that, and they continue on with the conversation. Myself, I'm in the car.
Or heading down the highway.
Literally, both ends of the steering wheel.
I keep the song keep coming. If you wonder if I
Silly. It's a mess. It's annoying. But I love the perspective as a man because you broke it down as to what they're really looking for,
Right.
which is why you've never said, well, what do you bring to the table?
Right.
That gives Kevin Samuels vibes.
Woo.
And
God
rest
rest
in
his
peace.
soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
all these men that's on podcasts, it's like podcast talk.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's barbershop talk that's recorded.
Which is
Yeah.
why we don't go.
Right.
I don't need an angel, baby.
I'm like, everybody, just turn your mics off.
Right.
What are you saying?
Leave the mic on, just don't hit record.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Oh, man. Cut the cord. Cut.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all. So our next question is, you're dating a man who checks mostly all of your boxes, but doesn't please you sexually. Do you stay?
Man.
Going back to what we were saying when the camera was off about good men are out there. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get away with that.
Right, clearly.
He's a good man, Savannah.
Wow.
Who wants to take the lead? This is a toughie. What do you mean by doesn't please you sexually? I feel like if I'm connected with somebody and we can like communicate, because that's the connection for me. Just talking about any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be willing to learn and stuff. But
Yeah.
I've never been in that situation personally.
It's probably rough.
But I'm saying like to be in a situation where you may not have tried something, but when you have a connection with a person, you're willing to try anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, about it. But you're willing to try a lot more than you would with a person who you're not that connected with or whatever. So I just feel like maybe the connection isn't there if they're not pleasing you, or
No. I'm very clear about no.
or he just doesn't know how.
But I feel like
So-
you should be able to talk your way through that.
I don't know if I can talk my way through you not giving anything. Like, I have to be able to feel something.
Because you don't want to bruise his ego.
Yes.
And so.
I'm not even getting to
Like what? I don't think I've never. I mean, I've not been pleased before, but it wasn't a person that I knew that okay, we're not connected. Like that.
Right.
And it wasn't even worth saying.
Right. Moving on.
And we moved.
Right.
So that answers the question.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
But to
off
me,
the
that's
list.
why I said for
Right.
me, it's about that connection. Because if
Yeah.
I'm so connected to you, when you really into somebody, y'all gonna make it do what it do.
I think you figure it out.
You can figure it out. But have you ever loved somebody and they didn't please you sexually?
No.
See, I don't think I've been in that. But you have been in situations where you have not been pleased sexually, correct?
Yeah, but
But
then
it wasn't a connect.
It's not love.
Right, it wasn't connected. It wasn't love, and
Right.
yes. I mean,
It's the no words in the peace sign.
Right.
I'm out.
This is world peace or
Be
this goodbye?
blessed.
Like,
Hey.
what's the difference?
Right. So you're
world peace and goodbye.
So that's a non-negotiable for you.
It's a non-negotiable.
It's a non-negotiable.
You have to be pleased in that.
I mean, I'm very much of a personal person. I like physical touch. Like if I really like you, love you, those things matter.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I could work around it.
Yeah.
Like I don't. How do you get to the bedroom and lay down and then know that you're about to have bad sex? Literally that though. I would bang my head against the headboard before
That is so
I put myself through that. Like,
Anyway. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna move. What about you, Rich? What do you think about
I
that?
have no comment.
Okay, y'all. So let's go into this because when the camera was off, we were kind of talking about good men being out there, non-negotiables. Also talking about how I guess what we expect of men and what men expect of us. All those things. You know, we left off on the clown comment.
Right.
So, as women who are thriving in our careers, how do you tap into your feminine energy, or has that been an issue for you? Do you feel like you're sometimes too independent, or have you always been super feminine and you know how to let a man lead, or is that something you've had to learn, or what are your thoughts?
I think I've always known how to let a man lead, but that's because of how I grew up.
Right.
So I did grow up in a 2-parent household. Parents were actually high school sweethearts. My mom, definition of letting the man lead the household. I'm a submissive wife. She has a lot of stuff going on still in her own right, but still a submissive wife. So I feel like because I grew up always seeing that, it wasn't that hard. What actually was hard for me was learning how to have my own identity as a woman. In a relationship that I had in college and right after college. That was difficult for me. But I was like, oh, you know, I've got my own stuff, whatever, got my own, but who am I?
Right.
So that was hard for me.
I feel like for me, it's difficult. I did grow up in a 2-parent household, but mine was a little bit different. And also my mom allowed my dad to definitely lead the home, but my mom was also a stay-at-home mom. So she didn't really have a full career at that time. I grew up, you know, with my mom just taking care of the home and myself. So it was hard because when I got older, I am a person who's, you know, very ambitious, very independent. I've always been an independent child, and it looked different, right? So it's like I'm doing all these things. A man is also working. So now we need to figure out the balance of the gender role, because what she does not do is work the same amount of hours as you and come home, cook, clean, you know, take your shoes off, have your slippers ready, all those things. So sometimes my feet hurt. Hello? I'm hungry. I'd like to go out. You know, so that was something that I think I'm just now learning. But I also realized that when you really like somebody, you don't portray that masculine energy, because you trust them and you adore them in a way that you allow them to be that man. But when you don't really like somebody, it's easy to run them over, or just kind of like, not even run them over, but just like project that kind of like masculine type of energy. Like, don't worry about it, I'll do it. But if I really like you and I trust you, I can submit. But I didn't think I could. I didn't think I could be as soft as I've learned that I could be.
Wow.
Yeah. But it again, connection for me. So
it takes the right person. They'll bring it out of you.
Yes, the right person. What do you think about that? Or have you always lived in like that feminine space?
I've always lived in that feminine space. I love it. I love being a girl's girl. I love being soft. I love seeing a man lead. And I noticed right off the bat, if you don't have those characteristics, like, I know that we won't be a good pair.
That's such a good thing, because I think that I've always been into a man who can lead, but maybe I didn't think that that was necessary for me, because I was so independent. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you said, you can tell off the bat, like, that ain't gonna work for me. But for me, that it wasn't at the beginning always a non-negotiable. A man that had to lead, because I know I can lead my own self. I'm doing.
And of course,
I'm
doing
great. We all can.
We all can. But now, I realize that's important to have that, you know? So that's good. But I know you've always been, honey, there, and so. Richard, what do you think even about gender roles in general? What do you think about feminine and masculine energy?
I just think.
Do you have any thoughts on it? I mean, you know, it's a thing these days. Everybody talking about soft life.
Soft life.
I'm so sick of the hashtag.
It's the Twitter debates and stuff for me. And
Well, I just think there has to be a balance. Everybody can't be masculine all the time. And if you have one person you have a man who's naturally masculine because he is a man, you can't be a woman and also expect him to be a man, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like, bring his masculinity down so that you can share that, I don't know, just everything in balance, I guess. Yeah. So that's it for me.
Okay.
Keep it cute. I'm out of this.
No, you're not. You said
you were very present.
Okay. What are some major lessons learned from past romantic relationships? Things that maybe you thought you would deal with, now you know you absolutely won't. Or just maybe a specific situation that you're like, you know what, that was a good lesson. In the time it may have felt like it wasn't, but...
I feel like you're a liar in the beginning
Jesus Christ.
about anything. If you lie about anything, I don't care if it's a white lie, it's a big lie to me.
Yeah.
Because you've established yourself having the foundations blocked to be a liar and someone who cannot be trusted.
Period.
Hello.
Period. It snowballs. One lie, you gotta keep on building on. You gotta keep on building on.
Yeah.
It's just like at this point, I don't know who you are. Are
We're
you
back
a
at the
serial
circus.
killer?
Right. And then
We're back at the circus.
Cue the music.
You don't even know who
Right,
you
because
are.
I'm
There you
hard
go.
lines like this.
Yeah. A habitual liar is just
No.
I can't.
For people who say like they don't lie, or why do I need to lie to you?
Oh
When I know that you're lying.
because you're a human being.
I know that you're lying.
That's what y'all do.
You're right. That's what y'all do.
I'm extra
What have
true.
you learned?
Huh?
What have you learned?
I think for me, I learned that speak up
Yes.
when you feel like something's wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe your feelings, weren't taken into account, because your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
And in the past, I would sometimes feel like I would feel a way about something, or my feelings would be hurt, or I would take notes, but never say anything,
Never say
and let
anything.
it build and build and build until finally just
And then
one
you're crazy.
Yeah, and then you're crazy. So
Right.
you finally
Yeah.
But it's been over time.
Yeah.
It's been over time, and so now I get it out the way. I say, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people do that? Why do you hold back?
Because you don't want to seem, especially
You don't
in
want to be nagging.
Yeah, you don't want to be naggy in new relationships and stuff, or
Yeah.
getting to know someone. You don't want to seem like that person that's like, she can't go with the flow. Everything's a problem.
Like it's always conflict.
Because sometimes it is always a thing with that person. And maybe
Yeah,
that's just
it
not
could
your
be.
person, but I've been in a situation where it's like constant. And I'm just like, damn, why this? Why that? Why that?
Mhm.
But you don't want to say, because it's small,
Mhm.
but it's like those small things add up to,
do add up.
I don't like you at all now.
And then you just staring at them at night like,
Mhm.
I don't really like you.
So, but do you find this?
Up at night, looking
Up at night.
Why they sleep?
Lean on the pillow. Lean on the pillow.
Like you wish you were not.
And
here.
if you're wondering
Look at
if
my
I
day.
hate you.
So my question is that during the dating phase? Do you find all this out before the
I
dating?
found that out in a relationship.
How do
You
you-
sit up in the middle of the bed like, oh, I'm disgusted.
I would say relationship, because sometimes with dating, like, I don't know, it's fun, everything's easy going. You don't really have that much
And
conflict.
people send their representative at the
Yeah,
beginning of
they do.
relationships. They know, I feel like, especially for me, I am me all day long. It's the switch up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always me. So you always send, I learned, guys will send their representative, I can do this because I think she likes this. They try to figure you out. And I'm half the time not even what they think, just from the outside looking in, but they think they have to do all these things. And then it starts to wear on them because that's not even you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're falling apart. But your representative came in doing all the things you thought. And
Let's get the
anything
suit.
you show me at the beginning, I'm going to expect at the end.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad. So it's like, don't show me something you can't keep up.
And to piggyback off of what you were saying about the perception of what they think you are, like social
Oh my
media.
God.
I don't like when guys that like I'm dating, or I know we're actively like getting to know each other. I don't like when they follow me on social media.
I hate
I
it.
don't
because
know.
they create
I don't
some-
say it.
No.
they create
I
something
don't
in their head about you, and it's like, you don't know me at all. This is all just smoke and mirrors. Like I'm posting a meme, and I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. I'm in the bed rubbing my feet together laughing. Like, I'm just you.
It's the back and forth.
Right, it's the pedal paddle. Like,
I hate when people try to figure your life out via social media,
Yeah.
especially memes and stuff. I'm so goofy. I be laughing at every freaking thing. None of it's got anything to do with me.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing to do with you.
Nothing. Or me.
Yeah, or me.
So
Yeah. It might be for somebody, but I'm just laughing.
I get it, but I feel like I never even would have thought like I would hide my social.
I don't hide it.
I mean,
hate
but I
when
wouldn't.
they
I
ask.
wouldn't be proactive. Like, oh, but so y'all aren't like, oh, I'm da da da.
Oh heck no!
No.
I don't like
No,
that.
and I don't like when they. What's your IG?
They always say that.
But
You
why?
know,
Why?
But why?
You got me in person.
If
Right,
put the-
we're in
Put the
person.
camera down.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
right here.
Okay, y'all. So this last question that I'm going to, or it's kind of like advice that I want to talk about is very specific. So she says her friends see that she's now being sponsored or having sponsored content and have purposely stopped commenting, engaging on her Instagram posts, and she's heard about it. What advice can we give her?
Not the laugh.
I mean, this is unacceptable.
Oh, I agree.
And these are friends. It's actual friends.
And my thing is that, first of all, I want to talk about the choice of words. You said they purposely stopped. Do we know this?
Is it a feeling?
No.
That's what
Is
you-
this a feeling?
Or is it the algorithm?
Is it the algorithm?
Yeah.
Do you really feel like they purposely stopped? Or are you projecting that? I'm not being harsh, but I'm saying sometimes we sit at home and we feel away, but maybe that person's not thinking like that. So first of all, we got to really evaluate what's actually happening. What you've noticed is that there was engagement, now there's not. The only difference is sponsored and not, right? I feel like if that's your friend, a real friend, as we talked about, you communicate that, because communication is key in all relationships, not just romantic relationships, but in friendships, and people need to learn that, because people don't like to communicate with their friends for whatever reason when it's something uncomfortable or awkward. So I think that would be the first step. But like she just said, unacceptable. If they know that you're doing this for you know, like you're trying to be an influencer, or this is your business or whatever have you, why wouldn't your friend support you?
Right.
Because there's always going to be a time that if I see anybody in this room, they have anything, I'm gonna double tap on it. I may not comment every time,
And that's fine.
because sometimes you're on the go and you're
Right.
just like scrolling, but you can't take it too seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
In that regard, but to double tap takes nothing. And if you're an influencer, like she's an influencer, I'm gonna be like, love this dress, especially if she is sponsored by Express or whatever
Once
it
you
is.
get your coin.
Right.
Exactly. Like I'm going to comment on that particular thing. Like when you do your hotels and stuff, I'm like, man, this looks amazing. I can't wait to visit. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, trip to Austin coming up, but you like, yes, girl.
Yes,
Like, I can't wait.
So yeah.
But and I feel like the crazy thing about that is saying, you know, that we're in this space so we understand it. I don't have friends, you know, that I've experienced this with. Thankfully, like my friends are super supportive, like so supportive. They're like, girl, send me the link and I'll, you know, double tap, whatever. But there's other people locally here. I ain't gonna name drop. Bloggers that y'all, I mean, y'all know them. We all in the same group. So, but anyway,
I don't know.
like they will literally hit me in a DM like, can you go like these posts?
Oh yeah, that's bold.
And I'm looking like, go. Now mind you, y'all know me. I love
You will.
support. Go do it. And I did used to do that because I'd be like, dang, let me, you know. But then I'm like, wait a minute. You're not even gonna take the time to go like my last reel, and you know we're in the same industry.
It's the audacity.
It is the audacity. Like it happens often. Like, hey, can you go like this? Can you like?
First of all, that's
No,
bold.
it's very.
Second of all, have you liked everybody that you've sent this to?
Disrespect.
And they don't. And how do I know? Because we're all in this. We're in this like, big little group or whatever. This little blog.
Delete
group.
this.
Listen,
Delete this.
And now at this point, like I don't feel bad anymore. Like I'll leave it on the scene and I just go about my day.
Right.
I mean,
As
support
you
is
should.
huge. Support is huge to me.
So
Reciprocation.
everybody's not quite an influencer, but I do want, if you have anything to say about it, because I don't know if y'all know, well y'all should know this, honey, y'all love Rich. He is a hair stylist and he also does makeup and he also is in the celebrity realm as well. How has that been transitioning, you know, when you start doing celebrities and stuff like that? Did you find that like other people that you've known treat you a little bit different, or they don't engage as much or whatever? Because everybody's not really an influencer, so it's all about likes for us, you know, the views and likes and all of that. But more on a, you know, career side of things that's outside of influence. And how do you feel about that?
Well, I found myself not sharing as much because I notice I get more support when I do share the celebrity things. But then it's like, to me, in my world, everyone is a celebrity. All of my clients, they all get the same experience. And so I'll get, you know, 13 likes on this one. But then in my stories, when I'm posting, if I am going to work with a celebrity and I may never post, I've got 500 people in my stories watching everything. And so people always say, well, you never post on your feed, but you're always in my stories. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier. I was gonna say
Views,
that.
never in the likes.
Never in the likes. But for me, But for me, that's okay because I don't actually, when I get the likes, I don't actually go through and see who likes.
Me
like,
either.
I actually don't care that much about social
Yeah,
media because
me.
I have so many different things going
Let's talk about it.
on. That's just it's like, hey, I got a quick second before I get out of this bed to do this because if my feet hit the ground, social media is the last thing that's on my mind.
Man.
But yeah, I have found it difficult in that space because now you're kind of held up here, and then when you do come around these people who are in your industry, especially in person, there's a different energy. Which has been weird for me.
But it's the projection. We go back to that. It's them putting you up on this pedestal and then creating this thing about you that's untouchable.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of, the camera cut off, y'all, but I was saying, I feel like sometimes when they see you are being sponsored, they feel like you don't need them because they feel like, again, projection, they're the little people with the one like. And it's like, well, I'm her friend, I talk to her every day and I don't have to like it, but it's like that support means more than any stranger liking your stuff.
Very true.
And as friends, we always should support each other in anything that we're doing, not just social media. So yeah, I agree with that with you. Just because I've seen how that can get weird.
Yeah, and somebody said something about this earlier, but I was saying, about me being an extrovert. But I've noticed
you're more introverted now
because I kind of see how people move now.
Yeah,
and
but that's them projecting on you.
Yeah. I'm such a down to earth Southern, like to have a good time, like to laugh, love to give love for everybody to be like kumbaya, and it's just like I would rather not have that negative energy in any capacity. If it feels weird and I have to be confused and I have to question, leave it in the store.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a good one. So how do you feel like social media has changed you, or has it at all?
I feel like it's changed me for the better in the sense of it's opened up more opportunities for me, and it's helped me to meet new people. And even like I'm the person that I'll DM somebody that I've been following for a while if I'm going to be in their city. Like, hey girl, I'm coming to town. I know we don't know each other. I've been following you for a while. If you have time to link up, I would love to. And typically I do. and I've every time I've done that, which has been a few times, we've always hit it off.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's been great for me, you know, but it's all how you utilize it.
What about
I
you?
agree. I feel like social media has been definitely a good thing. I've met new people. I've experienced new things. When I'm traveling, I utilize it a lot. I'm looking at hashtags. I'm looking at reels now. All these things have been so helpful, and I've met great people.
And do you want to tell them what you do?
So I work in luxury. That's about what I would say. So I've met a lot of clients through social media. I know people reach out to me word of word and stuff like that. So
right. Yeah, I think for me, social media has definitely it's definitely been a gift to me because I see so many different types of people, and it's allowed me to grow in a way that I probably wouldn't have been able to grow just in my circle at home, because I know how to really stay here, and my friends know how to like keep me there too. Like they let me be that. But social media has definitely allowed me to see like I can't just do that all the time. I have to like open up a little bit more. But I do feel like I'm way more selective as I've gotten older. I've always been particular. I am a particular kind of girl, always been that, but definitely more selective. I feel like it has closed me off in ways, but I don't think it's too bad. I mean, I have to battle that because real life, even though social media is, I'm the realest person you'll ever meet, right? This is facts. Do y'all agree?
I agree.
I'm just okay. Let the people chime. Right? Am I fake? I
agree.
I don't know. But social media, like she said earlier, is kind of smoke and mirrors. Only because we show you what we want you to see. You don't know everything. But with social media comes a mass of opinion, right?
Always.
And so when people start like if I'm showing you one thing and you're commenting on something over here, that has nothing to do with what I'm showing you, it makes me then not want to share it all. You know, so that's the reason why I say a little bit more closed off in certain areas. But overall, I've learned that it's been monumental in my growth as a woman, because you deal with things in, you know, social media world, but you also are still trying to grow as a human outside of that, and that's a hard balance. But yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody though. Just YouTube in itself is a whole different world.
Right.
So anyway, y'all, that is the end of like the questions and things. I think we want to talk about
Beyonce.
What is Beyonce?
Yes.
And seance.
Yes.
Like, girl, stop. Tyra do that.
I don't know. Tyra's extra.
Did you see that clip?
I did not.
Oh my gosh. Tyra Banks was interviewing, this was so long ago, probably during the Sasha Fierce era.
Oh, yes.
And she was like, let's play a game.
Oh yeah.
Onse. Seance.
Beyonce. I mean, Tyra's. She's a little different girl.
And I could tell Beyonce was annoyed. She said, Onse. She was over it.
One thing Beyonce gonna do is give you shade.
Right, it was shake. She
Very subtly.
said, Onse.
But yeah, this is a safe space. Okay. I think.
Yes, it is.
Well, no, let me just be honest. This is a Beyonce stan account.
The Beehive is
However,
present.
listen, I've been a Beyonce fan since the Destiny Child era. Some of the girls are new, okay? Middle school all the way through. I didn't get on board, you know, when Dangerously in Love came out. I was already on board.
Right.
When the girls hated Beyonce, I was into Beyonce. So it's always gonna be a stan account. Forever. I've been upgraded to her cousin.
At the cookout. Baked beans, potato salad, and ribs.
And Beyonce don't know how to do potato salad.
And Popeye's biscuits.
Right.
Beyonce is good for cucumber water.
Cucumber water, yes.
Yeah.
And so because I'm a cousin, I can say that.
Yes.
And so when I say a safe space, careful. Because again, I'm a cousin.
Right.
So now that I know her real good and like, you know, I can kind of like, and Rich is one of the girls. He's one of the cousins too. Yes. He can say a few things as well, but just be careful in the comment section.
Right.
Because if
Don't
there's
get blocked.
anything, listen.
Fingers ready.
Did you know in the comments they was, I didn't ask.
We didn't go there. So it's gonna be deleted and blocked. But as a cousin, and if you're a cousin, comment down below and say you're a cousin, because you can say like, you know, a few things and move. So as a cousin, when I first heard Renaissance, now first of all, I know Beyonce is a trendsetter. So anytime she comes out, it's gonna be something different. I was expecting something different. I wanted ribs and barbecue. I wanted Arbor and beef. Okay. She came out with Renaissance and it was giving Vogue Down, Dance Girl Album. The girls are out. I said, oh, this is gonna be the unts. And the first time I heard it, you know, it dropped at midnight. Baby, my head was pounding. Because it was a long, it was so much.
That first track.
I said, right.
I was driving on the way home. I was like, I'm a black man at midnight driving home. I need to focus.
Turn it off.
Right.
You know when you gotta turn the music down. That's when you know.
Because although what she was saying is what I believe,
yes,
these MFs ain't stopping me.
And they will not.
But I'm a black man driving a night. And they will stop me. Because I knew that had I given into that moment, 110 and a 30. Right.
It was like everybody blaming and quitting their job. Beyonce has a coin. I was ready to put it in my trade.
Release your job. Release your trade.
Yes. Now, how did my job get involved?
Right.
Not break my soul.
Okay. But it was a long run-on sentence. But as after day 2, I was able to appreciate the transitions, but at first, at night, she was tired, and it just kept going. I said, how did I get from that girl to thick so fast? I don't know what's happening.
She said, release your wiggles. She said,
I wiggled, I laid it down, and it was still going.
Yeah.
And I got up and had a snack.
Yeah.
But now, what I love about the Renaissance album is number one, it's feel good. The girls are into it, and I love how everybody on Instagram right now is popping their ish. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All the
I
girls
love
are
it.
feeling it. It's
So
giving so much confidence to women. Like Beyonce knows what she's doing every single time.
Every time.
So it took me a couple days though. I ain't gonna lie. What was you thinking? You was into it, but
I was after that, and then once I made it home and I got saved, I was like, I see what you're doing. And the thing is, we've been in the house so long, we almost forgot how to just be free, just to be free.
Yeah.
And that album, I was like, I feel like Beyonce said, you know what? I'm at home,
and I'm gonna be free.
and I'm going to be free. And I think she wanted to invite us.
Bad kids, I'm gonna be free.
Right.
That's her safe space. Get in that studio, and I think she wanted just to invite us on to that journey. And I'm just like, wow, the fact that she's doing this and how we didn't get it initially, but it's like
it don't take long.
It don't take long. Yeah.
It don't take long ever for me. What about you?
So I'm loving it. I do love it. Now I will say though, I didn't listen to it immediately.
Oh no, where?
I was asleep. Sorry.
Okay.
So
she is early.
Yeah, I was asleep.
You're like, why?
But the next morning, when I awoke, I was like, okay, let me track one. I was like, okay, let me actually go get the JBL speaker because the phone is not putting it right. And listen to it straight through. And I was like, yep, this is gonna be a repeat. Like this is my vibe. This is giving me going to Ibiza, okay?
Yes.
Like, take me out the country, like I'm trying to vibe, and I really like it. I was shocked because I mean, like, it's so different. But I also am like, so is this the new wave of music?
I think so. I think
Drake,
you know, her and Drake are cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like he set the tone, but Beyonce came and set the standard.
She did set the standard. I will agree with that because I did like Drake's when it came out. I was like,
but I can't listen to it all the way through.
I did. I listened to it a few times. But Beyonce's though, I will give you that. Definitely set the standard. I love it.
Yeah.
Like a whole vibe.
I love it.
She loved it the first. She texted me, are you in this? I said, my head is hurt. She said, girl, what?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I'm like, huh?
I said, my head hurt right now.
I was in bed just like bobbing my head, moving, wiggling.
She loves dancing.
I do too. It made me feel good. And it was like midnight and I was like, I should be asleep, but I want to keep listening to this. Also, let it play. I didn't put it on shuffle.
No. You can't.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
one
story.
thing.
My mind, it was going crazy.
The
with
transitions are
transitions.
sick.
They were sick. And when I woke up that morning, I instantly put it on. I still, to this day, morning wake up listening to it, and probably before bed listen to it as well, along with praying, reading, all those things. I still pray to you, Lord.
In this direction.
I still pray to you. I have not forgotten you. But
this is a part of my ritual.
it's a part of it is an album of affirmation.
Yes.
I think it makes everyone feel good.
Yes, it does.
And my friend and her daughters too, Mimi, she sings "Break My Soul." She just remember like "Break My Soul," and that makes me feel so good. That song makes her feel good, and she's 2.
Yeah.
You know, so the effect that this album has on people, no matter what age. I see a lot of these songs being played at family reunions.
Oh yeah.
You know, kids parties, all of that. Like timeless. But Beyonce has always been putting out timeless music.
Period.
Always.
Again, she sets the standard.
Yeah.
You're not used to it. You're not ready for it all the time.
And I love how she brought, with all the sampling, you know,
so many samples.
You know, produced a lot of the album, but it's like, it has made me go back and find, like, even I was playing earlier, a lot of the old music that was sampling. It has made me think about how she is not only being free in this, but she's carrying so many people from the past on with her. She's going to the next thing. This isn't like what she's doing now is just what happened 2 years ago. This isn't even new. This
Right.
is stuff she
Anyway, we got to 2 and 3.
Right.
Back 2 and 3.
She's literally just been recording and making music, things that make.
You know, I'm ready for the Ryan Ashley piece, honey.
It came out Friday.
She's an old gal.
I think it released Friday.
You're not that excited about that.
Yeah, well, I love Ron. I'm
I got
just
the
like.
Twitter account.
Anything that's R&B, I'm all here for it.
I'm still.
She's still
dancing.
to the shoulders.
Yeah, right.
She wants to
It's Leo season. I feel like I know she always shouts out the Virgo. She's a Virgo, but I feel like Virgo's groove is Leo's groove.
It's all about
Libra's groove. That's
I also feel like I'm that girl is for the Leos. The way it started, I said, wow.
I feel like the Libras are that girl.
I mean, we can all no.
Exactly. So somebody got to be
Well,
off
somebody,
the
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Guys,
who.
give it EO.
Look, I don't know who, but I'm just saying.
My favorite thing, like I said, to say is unique.
Yes. No matter the day, time.
First favorite song.
Favorite song? Plastic Off the Sofa. That was immediately yes for me.
Yeah.
Immediately yes. I know everybody loved Alien Superstar at the beginning. And I like that
Cozy
too.
is my favorite.
I like that.
Live with.
Heated was second for me. What was your favorite? Immediately.
Cozy was number 1.
And then now that you've listened, is it different?
I like Summer Renaissance because I feel like it leads to the next thing. It almost gives me like
Hope.
that there's more. Because when you think about the theme that she's carrying with these songs,
Yeah.
like, oh, what's after this? Like that was the last one on this album. Like, what is Act 2? What does that lead to? So it gives me like this like sequel type of like I'm watching a movie. What's the next
And
song?
you're waiting and ready.
Leaves you want more too.
Yeah.
You're like, that can't be it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's gotta be more.
Yeah, there's 2 more acts.
I'm
No.
surprised she gave us
two
dang
more?
16 songs.
Right.
That's a lot. But I also feel like though, even though it was 16, it didn't feel like 16.
No,
because it runs.
Yes.
You cannot play this on show.
You don't
right.
get to sit down.
Right,
But that's good because we've been in the house. We need to
We've
get
been in
up
the
and move
house.
our bodies. I mean, these 30-year-old bodies, they move a little different.
Favorite song at the beginning, favorite song after listening. A few. Cozy. At the beginning. And still cozy, period.
Wow. Cozy.
She's so involved in the
I'm
album.
just like, wow.
So loving.
This is really hard for me because I liked a lot of songs.
Right at the beginning.
Cozy.
Cozy. Okay.
Cozy, and now, ooh, Heated.
Heated is my
Heated.
I love me. You got
Heated
the same
just-
two favorites.
Yeah, I'm ready to wind my hips.
What's Uncle Johnny made my dress?
Uncle Johnny made my dress. Cheap and Betsy looks a mess. Yes.
And that's a wrap.
That's right. Love it.
Oh, man.
Okay, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is the end. The camera has gone dead several times behind the scenes. Listen, and the girls have to go home, okay? I will be laying my head on this bed next to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this girl chat video. Hopefully we answered some of your questions and you were able to kind of get our vibe. One thing about it, we never get all the things on the vlog. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and I will talk to you on my next one. Bye, y'all.
Bye.